James?
Yeah,
you get to
yeah.
see.
Yeah, they cleaned up a lot.
Yes.
I've always had
Something like
Yeah,
that.
clean it up a lot.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you can't do it.
Yeah, we have no car. No, they're on the
What? There's a white truck in their house. A lot.
Summer baby.
Whoa.
That was just for summer baby, that didn't work out.
I'm glad that happened. That freaked her out. She's so funny.
No, they were fine.
Let's call this meeting to order. Please stand for the pledge of allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Matthew, please call the roll.
Gallagher.
Here.
Callaghan.
Here.
Page.
Here.
Showers. Here. Freeman.
Yes.
Okay, let the record reflect that we do have a quorum. And at this point in time, I would entertain a motion to accept the consent agenda.
I'll make a motion that we accept the consent agenda as written.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion about this? Clerk, call the roll.
We're having a hard time hearing.
What?
We're having a hard time hearing everybody. Sorry, guys.
Can you hear me now? Okay.
Gallagher.
Yes.
Callaghan. Yes. Page.
Yes.
Showers. Yes. Freeman.
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead,
I
John.
would like to make a motion that we accept the county's election results for the
April 6th
April
election.
6th election.
Okay, is there a second for that?
Second.
Further discussion? How about, sorry, people. No, that was there. Okay. Do you want to go ahead and indicate who was running for election and won?
Yeah, we can do that. We got it in our packet. Ward 1, Becky Goltz was the only person on the ballot, and she won Ward 1. Deborah Scarborough, Ward 2, was the only person on the ballot, and she won. Dean Showers, Ward 3, was the only one on the ballot. No objections, he won. And Ward 4, Serenity Olson, saying she was the only one on the ballot. So those people accept that.
All right. Any other further questions? Comments? Clerk, call the roll.
Callaghan.
Yes.
Callaghan. Yes. Page.
Yes.
Showers. Yes. Freeman.
Yes.
Okay. We will move on to, we're going to close out this part of the meeting and then open the meeting again with the oath of office for the newly elected officials. Clerk, call the roll. Oh, I need a motion and a second, don't I?
Okay, I'll make that motion. Second.
Okay, now you can call the roll.
Callaghan.
Yes.
Callaghan. Yes. Page.
Yes.
Showers. Yes. Freeman.
Yes.
All right. So you get to stand up and do your thing. Up to the front.
We'll do them all at once.
Yes, except for James. Becky?
And Debbie and Serenity aren't here to do that, so
They'll have to,
I will catch them.
Ladies first.
No, you're gonna do it together.
Both at the same time.
yeah, we're saving time.
Oh, we're gonna do it at the same time?
Yeah.
Yes.
No. I guess
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, James Shepard,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I possess all of the qualifications
that I possess all the qualifications
for the position of Alderman
for the position of Alderman
as prescribed by law,
as prescribed by law.
that I will support the Constitution
That I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the state of Missouri,
and the state of Missouri,
the provisions of all laws
the provision of all laws
of this state
of this state
affecting fourth-class cities
affecting fourth-class cities
and the ordinances of
and the ordinances of
the city of Pleasant Valley, Missouri.
the city of Pleasant Valley, Missouri.
And I will faithfully demean myself,
I will faithfully demean myself.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you.
Vicky, you can come up here.
You're gonna be setting,
Pardon?
and they'll get a name plate for you probably by the next meeting.
Okay.
You can set that up, it's official looking.
It's got your name on it.
It's your-
Yes. We'll get more official.
Yes.
All right, we also need to appoint James Page to his Alderman Ward 3 seat. And I need a motion and a second to do that.
My motion to appoint James.
Okay,
Second.
clerk call the roll.
Gallagher,
Yes.
Callagher,
Yes.
Page,
I can't do that.
no, sorry, Abbott, Showers,
Yes.
Freeman.
Yes. All right,
Becky needs, she can vote.
yes, she can vote now.
Golds. Yes.
Welcome back, James. Yes. You're here now, and that's good. All right, Julia, with the treasurer's information. What? Oh, I'm sorry, we need to swear James in.
You gonna say done yet? Sworn in again?
Yes. Thank goodness we do this only once a year.
Raise your right hand. I state your name,
I, James Page,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I possess all of the qualifications
that I possess all of the qualifications
for the position of Alderman
for the position of Alderman
as prescribed by law,
as prescribed by law,
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the state of Missouri,
and the state of Missouri,
the provisions of all laws
the provisions of all laws
of this state
of this state
affecting fourth-class cities
affecting fourth-class cities
and the ordinances of
and the ordinances of
the city of Pleasant Valley, Missouri,
the city of Pleasant Valley, Missouri,
and will faithfully demean myself,
and will faithfully demean myself,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Okay. Julia.
Did you want to do comments first?
No. You are my comment.
Hello, hello. So we are really working on the reconciliation of the bank accounts. And Deborah, who's actually in the audience, raise your hand. She is the one that's the rock star in going through all the details of this. So her and I have been talking, and we met today, spent a few hours together trying to kind of understand some of the issues that we've run across. But you know, we have the goal in mind. Right now, we've got an audit that is pending, right? We need to get it done. We have hired, I believe, the auditor, and cash being reconciled is really an important part of that audit. So Deborah has been able to confirm that the cash in the bank is correct through 2025. She's going through and trying to reconcile the general ledger. You know, you've got your cash account balance and your general ledger account balance, and she's in May of 2025. Now, if there's one error in it, she can't move on. And so we were talking a lot today about, you know, what was going on, and we were trying to make journal entries with Matthew's help to try to fix the one transaction that was an error, but the system has a lot of things happening behind the scenes where if you go from one fund, like general fund, to another fund outside of the 100 general fund, it's going to move things on the cash account on the back end. And it's not something that we can do anything about or stop or fix. And so we've been on the phone with Encode. They're working it out. We're going to figure out how we can do this in the future, because what I don't want to happen is another adjustment needs to be made between funds and we get stopped and have to call Encode to resolve it for us, which is just a really big waste of time. Since we have an accountant here that can do it, we need to do it. But this kind of was an interesting thing to come to light here, because I think this really answers some of the issues that we've run across outside of what DEVRY's doing. Is there was a time at the city that the bank account was being reconciled via journal entry, and journal entries were being made between funds. And I think that what was happening is that this journal entry was given to whoever, whether that be Matthew or whoever at the city, to make this journal entry, not realizing that on the back end, other journal entries are being made when you move it between funds. And what has happened is that the general ledger cash account is really out of whack. There's journal entries to make it right, that and some of that is actual, and some of it is really weird stuff from previously dating when the previous administration was reconciling via journal entry. And this is debits of $1,628,292.89 and credits of $1,267,207.93 of credits that are going on, that are huge, and they're not right. They're for example, there was a journal entry that was made. I don't see the date. It was August 31st of 2024. The reason was something to do with payroll. It was for $881,962.01. The journal entry was from pooled payroll to general operating fund for in and out of $881,000. Behind the scenes, this also hit claim on cash general and due to other funds. That claim on cash general hits our general ledger bank account. And that is creating an issue in the general ledger reconciliation. And to fix that, they made more journal entry. So it's journal entry on top of journal entry. The plan is for DEVRY to get through the end of 2025 doing the journal entries, not the journal entry, the reconciliations and those little nits and gnats that need to be cleaned up whenever you do bank reconciliations. These have not been done. Our general ledger has not been reconciled. After that, we need to take a step back and think, what is outstanding that's real, and what's outstanding that is all of this mess from behind that, and then consider, what do we do? I'm hoping the debits and credits match. That's not real. And figure out what we need to do to clear that up. That's what I'm thinking. And all of this has to happen in pretty short order, because we have an auditor coming in and we need to get this done. So DEVRY, thank you so much in advance for your continued work. It is a very time-consuming process, but she's been very good at it. We also wanted to point out that our payroll account, that I don't think we're using this payroll account anymore, needs to be reconciled as well. And we have not put that in DEVRY's contract to do payroll, so I'm not sure how the board plans to have payroll account be reconciled. But during that time frame that I mentioned, like in this August of 24, you've got stuff hitting. So payroll account looks like it's negative $1.7 million. We know that's not true. The bank account shows $11,000 sitting there. So it's not negative $1.6 million or whatever that is. It's these journal entries that have been reversed and it's hard to explain because it is such a mess. And I'm sorry I'm not more eloquent when trying to explain this, but it is something that I think we've got to make everything correct as far as we can, and then see what flushes out, and then just get rid of it. And that's usually not the way a forensic accountant would recommend you do this. But I think that given our conversation with ENCO today on just trying to switch something around that was $800 and some to be in the right fund, that they have to meet with people and have internal things and call us back. The pages of journal entries that were made to correct and then recorrect and then correct again, all of these over and over. This is a mess.
It just compounds over time.
It just compounded. And I'm trying not to, I'm trying to use appropriate language, but this is a mess. So, and I really want things to move forward smoothly for the city.
When are our auditors coming in?
We don't have a firm date.
Thank you.
He was hoping to come in the first week of May,
Oh,
which I'm obviously going to need to push that back a little bit. And he's concerned, he's right in that typically the state auditor's office wants something from us by June 30th, which is accurate, but that something does not have to be a final audit.
Right.
It can be,
A statement that it's ongoing.
yes.
I also do know that an audit has a lot involved in it that's not just cash. And so he could start on our audit, and cash is not something that he does first. He can look at all the other, our debt that we have on, well, not this building anymore, whatever it is, we have the
Fire station.
Fire station. I'm like, I know that there's debt, and confirming our bank accounts and things like that, CDs and such things. So there's other things that he can do, but we don't want to get him going quite so quick, because this is probably not going to happen. And we will be extremely, and I plan to spend time and come up transparent with him about what's happened and the choices that we make on what we do with that. And I will work with probably Matthew and Green to decide whether you all need to approve that final journal entry, or it's something that it has to be done. I don't know what you all want to do about that, but it does not look, from what Devery has found so far, that there's any sort of cash that's gone missing or anything like that. So we're not looking at that. We're looking at journal, really a lack of understanding of how
The system
the
works.
system works, or really how you reconcile it, how you put activity inside a system. So we're trying to unwind that somehow. And I'd rather go through journal entry and unwind it, but that just seems like that would be
We'll be here next year.
right. And I think that you all would rather just move forward. So.
Okay.
Any questions
Thanks for all
me?
that.
Right.
Yeah.
Not the best news, but yes.
Ms. Julia and
Yes.
Ms. Devery, thank you so much. We knew walking into this that it was going to be a tough battle to try to figure out what was going on. A couple of questions. So the time period that you guys started in was April of 24. That's more of a verification.
Yes.
I believe
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
about the
somewhere
time
around
that
there.
you started.
Mhm.
So, and then your current timeframe that you've completed up to, correct me, May of 25?
Correct.
May of 25. Okay, so you've been through a year of journal entries. Would you describe that process as easier at first and getting more difficult as the months went on due to the compounding journal entries that you had to unwind?
Well, there wasn't necessarily unwinding,
Sure.
because it went on both sides. Like, you've got debits and credits, and they're both within the reconciling items. So they kind of offset. And when they're there every single month. And so it's just kind of like more work being made that we're offsetting. And so I think that there were more and more issues that came up as she went, of little things that shouldn't have been done that way, that she spent the time to unwind. But once we got past April of 25, correct me if I'm wrong, May was much better. So I think that May, getting through May, we got one little thing that in May, that all those journal entries are still there, right? They're still in the background, but they're stable. Okay.
They're not growing.
They're not growing, they're not expanding and multiplying, but they're stable. And so now the activity seems to be going faster because we're, back to doing accounting when it comes to reconciliation, the normal accounting. So Devery anticipates that moving on, it should go pretty quickly. The problem is if we get stuck with this fund to fund thing, which human error happens and things get coded to the wrong funds, that to be adjusted. We're trying to work with Enco to figure out how we can change that ourselves and not have to call them to have that, just something like that switched. Yes, Steph?
Well, I wanted to say something about doing the bank statements from April of 24 through April of 25.
Do you want to come up here, Roger?
Oh, she got to.
I just want to say about April 24 through April of 25. It took a long time, and I want to apologize, but I kind of wanted to let you know because Julia hasn't seen all. She wasn't in depth like I was. And when I go into a journal entry and it has like 25 or 30 entries, and I'm only looking for a few items, I pulled those items out, but I left the journal entry alone, okay? So what I did is I pulled out the items that I needed for the bank statement, and I had Matthew write a journal entry to correct your bank statement, okay? And I left that journal entry as it was. I didn't reverse it, I didn't do anything with it, because it had other items in it, and that's what I was telling Julia, was there are other items that I don't know we should get rid of or not, because that has to do with other funds, okay?
If you delete it, then it may
It
get
could've-
more things out of whack.
Right,
Yeah.
right, so I always left those alone, but he was so adamant about doing all of these journal entries that were so long, okay? And it took time to figure out where these little pieces were, okay? And that's what took me so long, but after I got the hang of it, it still was a mess every month after month after month, but I did get the hang of what he was trying to do, and then I could see the items a little bit more clear as we went along. And yes, May, he had no hand in, thank you. So every month after that will be a lot easier.
And journal entries can be made, but when you reconcile it, you clear it and it goes away. Poof, it's not on your reconciliation anymore. And I just showed you all the pages of things that weren't clear because more journal entries were made to offset it instead of clearing it off. Right? He just added more journal entries to offset it instead of hitting the clear button to clear it off.
But he didn't use your system. He didn't reconcile in your system. He did everything on a journal entry and Excel spreadsheets. I did not have all Excel spreadsheets. I only had cover sheets. So I don't know where all those items went. That's why I left alone a lot of those journal entries, and I just pulled the pieces that I needed to get the bank account correct.
But my understanding is activity through the expense accounts are correct. Like your revenue and the expenses
Yes.
appear correct.
Yes.
It's just, we've created this basket of debits and credits that are sitting in the outstanding.
They have a life of their own.
Yes.
Yes.
And it's not real. It's mismatches that need to be.
But more importantly, I'm going to reiterate the point. It does not appear to impact, it doesn't reflect reality of the bank accounts.
The bank is solid.
Okay.
Your bank accounts The money is correct,
Okay.
that you physically have in your bank account. That is correct.
And then secondarily, I just looking for confirmation, it does not impact the budget reports that we receive.
What year are you talking about?
Either, is there a way to delineate between what might?
I think
Possibly could
things
have.
could have shifted,
Yes.
but I would say not $1.6 million of
Okay.
shift.
Okay,
Just like the $900 that we're trying to move from capital reserves back into the police department,
Yes.
it would be wrong if you ran it back then, but if you rerun it now, it would be correct. But except as doing that, switch the cash around, and now we have to unswitch the cash. So fund accounting is fun, fun accounting, so, but you're correct, so.
okay. There might be some value in at least going back to the years that we have made these changes and getting a final budget report for the end of the year, so that we can have solid numbers as we compare current revenues and current expenses against our historical averages. Like, we need solid numbers in those
Right.
respects too. So
Right.
again, I want to reiterate, thank you for doing this. I knew it was a tough tackle, and I'm sure you guys have put in a lot of time, dedication, and energy to get this right, and I appreciate that effort.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Any other questions for me? So we will keep you updated, and again, I thank Deborah.
Okay, sir.
Is this officially started, the council?
Yes.
Yeah, we started 6.
I thought it was 6:30. Sorry, I'm late. My name is LG Heflin. I live at 8005 Pleasant Valley Road. And I would like to get my property repaired. I would like the power pole that no longer needs to be there to be removed. Make a phone call maybe. I would like them, the city, to take care of my ditch and take care of Pleasant Valley Road. Beautify it. I beautify my yard. I do. I beautify my yard. And it's not looking good. The ditches are washed out both sides. I don't know the problem, but I know that I got more to say if you guys got time. All I want is my property repaired.
So I believe our standard for public comments is 5 minutes. Absolutely use the time to talk to us about what matters to you. And one thing that would definitely be helpful is to put some of this in writing to the board and to relevant department heads. That would help out a lot and give us some information to provide you back with information.
I have done this many times. I've sent letters, I've been here.
Okay.
I got some paperwork here that, from the old alderman people that denied me that I was 6 months getting my sewer fixed because they was not responsible. I had lies. I was lied to. And then, a year later, here they got Pleasant Valley Road, and everybody got sewer problems. Everybody had sewer problems. 2 years later, like it is, it happened again. They tear my yard up. Not respond. They said that they're not responsible for the 15 foot on both sides of the road. They told me that. They are. Eventually, they told me that. The manager of operations told me that.
For the sewer company, for
this city being responsible for 15 feet on both sides of the road. After I went through all this, had $2,300 out for 2 years. Finally, he admits to doing something bad to my place. He admits to me and that he done wrong and that it should never happen. It was just a bunch of, I don't know the word right now. All it was a bunch of malarkey that should never happen. I didn't do nothing. I got some stuff here I would like to, can I come back in another 5 minutes?
Sure. Every board meeting is open to the public.
Okay, well, can I get some feedback then?
Yeah, absolutely. If you're good with handing that to the city clerk and us getting copies of it or sending us copies, I'm so while we
Manager
got
says,
into
and I
this,
might, some sort.
let me just speak for myself. What I care about is that there's the law and there's statutes and there's ordinances within the city that define the responsibility of homeowners and of city ordinances
How about-
and the responsibility of the city.
I'm sorry.
It is important that we follow what is written and what we are required to do. It is important for us to maintain that standard when it comes to
Exactly.
expenses. So,
It's written in the Constitution that Hines, that about this limits on the sewer. The city was responsible, not me. And it said up there, integrity, truth, honor, and respect.
Yep.
I had that. And that's what it takes. We all should have that. We don't,
I agree.
it says a taxpaying citizen should not have to go through this. No, sir, for how long? Word, that ain't true. I don't know, I just want my property fixed, and I got some stuff here, if you want to, from, what's your name, that Clark was here? And a lawyer that defies what I know, defies that, about the rule on this plumber. Defies, the paper defies what the manager said, and I'll tell you something else. This manager spread my name all over the place. He said I was excuse me. He said I was an abuser, a drunkard, and a drug abuser. I have no record. But he smeared my name all over this place, and that's what he keeps telling me. I told him, they know what you are. I did not. I'm not that generation.
That person is no longer in charge.
Can the city take care of the problem?
We're gonna have to look into the problem. I know there is a utility easement on each side of the road that is still your responsibility to care for, to mow and so on and so forth.
Exactly.
And so it's not the city's responsibility to do that.
I'm on fertilizer, feed, water. So I take care of it. It's a very nice place. It was.
I know where you live. You put concrete in the bottom of your ditch on both sides.
And that's right, because I had a washout, because the manager used a backhoe to demolish the old house that was on the hill. And he hit the gas line, causing $3,000 damage, taxpayers' money. They come in, gas company comes in my yard and rips her out, tears it out. Well, nobody wants to do nothing, saves it, not our fault. But who was responsible is the guy that caused the problem. We're lucky that something bad didn't happen on it.
Mr. Heflin, can you, over here, can you come in tomorrow and bring your paperwork to, Matthew? He'll be at the front window up there.
You guys know where I'm coming from, maybe? You think I'm?
We can't make any statements until we see your paperwork, okay?
Okay, I'll bring it. Like
Thank
what?
you.
How about your paperwork about being 15 foot on the easements?
Well, we can give you that.
Okay. I asked what before. Nobody said anything about that. I asked.
Okay. Well,
I appreciate it. I mean, any good thing that come out of this, I appreciate it.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, Alderman comments?
I don't have any.
Old business? City Attorney, Vet Professional Services. No. Okay, administration.
I had provided a written report. I didn't have anything to add. I did want to point out, everyone should have in front of them an updated proposed notice of public hearing. So everyone should have that. They didn't make it in the packet. And also the personnel committee report came in after the packet was out. So everyone should have those two additional pieces of paper.
Fire Department.
Provided a written report, and I don't really have any further questions. Anything?
Okay. Any questions from any of the aldermen? All right, thank you. Jared?
Good evening. You have your car report in your packet. The only thing I really wanted to point out in that was, see our stolen auto there at the Shoal Creek Church.
Yes.
I would say probably 80% of our stolen autos for the past 3 years probably have come out of that lot. The church has opened up, it's called Toro. People can bring in their personal cars and they go through this company and rent them out to people. We've had a combination of a couple of things. People come in and just steal cars off the lot, or two, people rent them and then they'll bring them back. So then they send a certified letter. They don't bring them back. Now it's a stolen auto.
Okay.
So we have charged a couple people with stolen autos out there.
Don't they give personal information when they get
They
it?
don't like to share it. So
The company doesn't like to share it?
yeah, so the church doesn't like to share it. We have to go through Toro. And they're not very friendly either. But like I said, we have charged a couple people stolen autos out of there where they're recovered in Kansas City. If there's people in them when they recover, they charge them. And then if they get them back unharmed, they don't like to prosecute. So it ties our hands as well. So most of the stolen autos that we have in the city are coming from there. There's others, but most of them are coming from that lot.
It's not people breaking windows and.
Just a couple of them. A lot of them somehow steal the keys or, like I said, rent them and they just don't bring them back.
Is there anything that the city can do to alleviate that from happening, or?
Not that I know of. They put up cameras, which helps us out a little bit. We actually had one at the end of last year. The cop drove right through and the guy came right behind him. He ducked down as the cop was pulling through and stole it right after we left. So you don't catch them very often. But anyway, I just wanted to point that out. Other than that, I don't have anything.
Status of block.
Still not there. I will reach out to them tomorrow and see. I sent another nasty gram, but the other thing in there background. So I will call them.
Sarah's not here. Public Works, Chris?
Provided the report in the packet, I'm sure you saw, showing my recommendation on the language for each of the zoning designations. The intent, of course, being to clarify the 30-foot setback ordeal that we went through, but then also to clean up where each one of those designations, R1, R2, R3, so on and so forth, would refer you back to a previous designation, mainly being R1, and then some referring you back to C1. It just cleans it up for when you get a phone call from a builder or a potential property buyer asking what all that information is, and you have to send it in two different directions unnecessarily. I very thoroughly went through all of them and created that wording. And like I say, that's my recommendation of the changes.
Okay.
Does anybody have any questions?
Does this need, that we need to do an ordinance or make a motion to send this to Lobber to update this section of the zoning?
It will come back at the next meeting.
The ordinance will?
Yes.
So it's already in process? Okay.
The other thing on there was, you might have saw the bouncing through all the people to get the repairs done to the firehouse. The last meeting was with the guy from Zipco and the metal repair guy, and he's putting together a cost estimate, and will get that to me. And Glenn Price from Myrma, him and I have been in contact, and he'll get that. And I don't know, I'm not positive if we're 2,500 or 5,000 on that.
Our deductible?
Yeah. So, but I think it's gonna be, I mean, I probably shouldn't say, but I think it's gonna be more than $5,000. And the metal guy that came out to look at it, he even stated that he can't give like a solid bid because the building skin or the siding has to come off. See what all got
Damaged.
pushed out of whack. I mean, it's got a red steel beam just inside where the door track is that was pushed like 6 inches. Not the end of the world. It's semi-structural, but that'll have to come out and get replaced. I tell you what, that fire truck's a tank, man. That door on that fire truck essentially moved that building like 6 inches in that spot, which is pretty wild. And it only curled the corner of the door. And I was down there when they straightened it back with the extraction equipment. It was pretty cool. I was like, I need one of those in public. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. But yeah, we're just, like I said, we're just waiting to hear from him.
Okay.
And then we'll go from there. I mean, the building's functional except for, I think even that door.
No, the door
You
shut.
put it out of service.
Put out of service. The motor shut off. You can't, it's.
Yeah, so they'll come and they'll rip the door track out, to replace all the door track, they'll reuse the same door. And while they're working on it, they'll put plywood for security. So, yeah. This Zipco is a fire, flood, tornado, whatever disaster you could think of, restoration company that's been in business for years, or wasn't fun. Myrna recommends them. Todd, like I said in there, Todd, the breaker guy, recommends them. I suppose they do good work. So yeah, I'm comfortable with them to do that.
Murmur recommends them, so they're our insurance carrier provider.
Yeah.
So I do have a question for Chief Pete.
Yep.
Is this gonna involve repainting that door if you got it straightened out, or?
The door, there's no issue with the door. The door is
up.
the door is
No,
up.
no, the door on the fire truck.
No, I mean, it touch up paint. I mean,
So
I'll tell you what,
you guys just gonna deal with it?
oh, yeah.
Yeah,
No, they initially they opened a claim on the truck as well, but we closed that.
He squished it.
Okay.
If you go down there and look at it, it's
I did, I looked at it.
yeah, it's not
I
much.
mean,
of a door.
I mean, I think
That thing's a tank.
Yeah, 'cause
Cover it up.
I looked at it a couple of days after it happened.
Yeah.
The door was still curled on the truck.
yeah.
Okay.
It has character.
That's right. Any other questions? Lastly, there's a huge history with Mr. Huff.
We know that.
I've got a folder about that thick. I'm sure you have stuff on record. He's committed,
I
false
think you,
statements.
I think you need to stop
Yeah.
at this point, so
Okay.
Chris.
All right. So, yeah, so if you need any info, just let me know.
I think it'd be good to maybe get that information to Pat or to Matthew so that the mayor can look through it all when we get ready to have a comment, but so that we're fully informed of history and
Yeah.
what we should or should not do, or can or cannot do.
Yeah, there's been attorneys involved. We did they accused me of poisoning his grass.
Chris,
Yeah.
please sit
Anyway,
down. Your 25 words are up.
Okay. Peace out.
Okay, Personnel Committee,
So Serenity is on vacation. I am filling in for Serenity in the personnel committee area. Because this was just on your desk, I'm not just gonna say, read it at your leisure. The first bullet point, discussing the compensation study. This is an alternative to the $20,000 to $40,000 bids that we received. This is much more reasonable and allows us to a la carte choose the components that fit what we in the city need the most. So Matthew is working on a proposal to bring back to us. There are a subset of them that I believe that the personnel committee believes will be important to do this year. And then there are some that we will push to 2027, whatever years after this one. We also discussed the vacation policy. There was the allowable carryover that didn't make a lot of sense after it was brought up. So there will be a proposal on our desks in the next couple of meetings in order to update the personnel handbook to correct that. It extends the gist of it is there's an arbitrary limit to the amount of carryover accrued vacation time that you could have, and it was set to such a low level that most people are throwing away a lot of PTO. So there's a need to balance people taking time off with the city paying out a ton of hours with a larger number of accruable vacation time when a person decides to leave the city. So I think that the proposal that the personnel committee discussed will balance those needs and provide a better time off policy for employees. So details more to come on that. And then on the back, because of PTO, we did not have the ADB proposal in front of us, so we will be receiving that in the next couple of meetings as well. That's it. Does anyone have any questions on personnel?
The biggest thing is if we can get the PD up to full staff, the carryover won't be as big of an issue because there'll be staff to cover, so people can take that time off to refresh themselves.
Yes, please.
That's the goal.
okay. All right, new business? You guys-
Finance.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I know, you just heard me talk once.
Yes.
You're like, please be done.
Okay, you've got your 25 words out.
Okay, finance, we have updated charts. You will notice that we are missing two charts that we have historically used. Over the last year, I have been having a difficult time putting into words what didn't make sense with the first two charts. And I figured it out. It's because we were comparing our current percentage against previous percentages of revenue and of expenses. But those percentages are derived from actual expenses and revenue versus anticipated budgeted amounts. And those percentages can be altered because we are really bad at estimating our revenues. We're really bad at estimating our expenses. So it felt fairly arbitrary. This chart gives us the information that we need. So we're simplifying it. Instead of getting 5 charts, you're going to get 1, plus some of the income stuff, or some of the sales and use tax stuff. So this chart shows us our running revenue versus running expenses. These are real, actual numbers that might need to be updated based off of the information we discussed earlier in the meeting. But where it puts the city today is not in a terrible spot. So if you look at March, what we care about is the running difference. We care that our revenues are higher than our expenses, and that it is roughly in line or better than our previous year. So our running difference of 417,000 is about $8,000 better than our 2025 running difference at this point last year. But that doesn't account for the fact that our income is technically about 50 to 60,000 less than it was at this point last year. A lot of that was because of February. If you look at February, we received $280,000 in income, or I'm sorry, $290,000 in income, whereas at this point last year, we received $381,000. So January and March were higher than we expected. February was much lower than we expected. Nothing alarming right now. It tends to balance itself out over time, but our current difference is in a good spot for us. And then you can look at the sales and use tax income. We are trending high than we were over the last couple of years. So both of those income sources are reflecting good revenue streams for the city. That's all I have. Does anyone have any questions on finance? Cool. You also have a full budget report as well. Oh, hang on. Sorry. You also have a balance sheet. So I think it's been a little bit since we've seen the balance sheets. I just wanted to call attention to it. This shows the balances amongst different accounts. So good to have as well. What I'd like to ask is if we can get a balance sheet on a quarterly basis. So we're at the end of April or March. If we can get them on the standard quarters, March, June, September, December.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you. All I have.
New business in front of you. You have a packet regarding proposed sewer adjustments. This happens annually for the city because we don't maintain our own sewer system. We get it from Kansas City, and they, of course, pass through charges to us. The proposed notice of public hearing, that sheet, we have to have a public hearing to allow the residents to come and hear what the rates are going to be, give us feedback, whatever. And this has to be posted. We will send it tomorrow.
Yeah, that's why it's important that a decision is made tonight if the board wishes to move forward. The deadline to get it in a local publication is tomorrow or next week, which starts the 30-day clock before we can have that public hearing.
So the important numbers for everybody to look at is connection fee, which is number one, and number one. So whether you're in a residential account or a commercial account, your connection fee is $32.16 a month, okay? On top of that, for residential accounts, 1,000-gallon usage rates is $7.07. So for every 1,000 gallons, you're charged $7.07. For commercial accounts, for every 1,000 gallons, you're charged $17.53. There's much smaller amounts of commercial accounts, obviously, than there are residential accounts. So those are the rates that we are proposing for the public hearing.
Is there a typo in this?
Are you looking at the one that's on your
Yes.
desk?
No, this one.
There's a new one.
Yes.
Okay. I didn't realize that. Does it address the?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I will read the updated one then.
Okay. So after we have the public hearing, Rate increases will, via the water department, will start with their July billing. So if you get questions about that,
If you want,
go ahead.
Are we just passing along what's being passed to us?
We have a higher rate that we're charging residents and commercial accounts than Kansas City is charging us. And if you will look at B and C, you will see what Kansas City charges us. This is their letter.
on the original, we packet.
B and C.
Yep. And if you look at D, the sheet D, in 2020, we have been tracking since 2017 to 2025, sewer service charges versus sewer charges paid to Kansas City. So we're a net positive for 2025 of $130,000 and some odd $1,000. Now, some of that money, that overage, helps pay about $60,000 of that helps pay public works salaries because we get gasoline tax via Quick Trip's involvement in our community that picks up most of it.
And to go along with all of that, this didn't happen last year. There was
Yeah,
zero
zero.
increase for 25. So the percentage is 6% of an increase is what we're looking at to kind of pick up a little bit of what got left on the table.
Did Kansas City not charge us more in 2025?
Kansas City did charge
You
us
did,
in
okay.
25.
They do every year.
They gave us an increase and this fell through the cracks. It comes to us in February, right? So it came, and then the board transitioned and it fell through the cracks. So a little bit higher an increase than what they had historically been doing, and it's helped to offset that. So we'll probably do a percentage like this for 3 or 4 years maybe, because we need to be concerned, in my mind, the mayor and I discussed going up, doubling that 6%. Because we have 50% of the sewer lines in the city are the same age. And then we have some newer ones. And when we start having sewer line problems, we're gonna have a bunch of them because they're all 50 years old, basically, or close to it. So we need to have money in reserve, because $1 million in reserve, if we have 2 or 3 broken sewer lines, we have to fix $1 million and then we'll cover it all. So we need to be able to step up or increase those reserves just in case, without, raising them out of reach for the residents.
Okay, thank you.
So, do you need a motion?
I'll make a motion that we go forward with the updated proposal for sewer rate increase, so we can get it published for the 30 days prior to the public hearing. And also, I guess, it'll have to come back in ordinance form
It will.
post, or can we go ahead and have Lawver start working on the ordinance? Does it need to, I guess?
No.
We'll wait till after the public hearing.
Yes.
I'll second it.
Thank you. Any further questions? Comments? Clerk call the roll.
Gallagher,
Yes.
Callaghan,
Yes.
Golds. Yes. Page.
Yes.
Showers,
Yes.
Freeman.
Yes.
The other thing under new business is the discussion of tracking equipment on city vehicles and equipment. I threw that in there just because I want us to start thinking about that. Since we are now having an increase in vehicles from the police department.
Yeah, we're gonna implement a take home the car policy with
with the patrol officers as well. And I think, and I want to include things like tobacco, in case somebody was to break in the barn and steal tobacco, we could track it, because those little trackers aren't that much money. And I think it would be beneficial. I think our insurance company would probably think it's beneficial as well.
Okay.
So we need to investigate on options that are out there, and I would prefer we stay away from Apple. So I would prefer we go with something that can just be tracked through an app on the computer instead of having to have an iPhone or something to do that. So if we need to track one for any reason, that the city clerk could just do it, or the police chief, whoever is discerned to be in charge of the app.
Okay.
We can discuss that when we get closer, but I think it's a good idea to go forward with.
All right. Anything else anyone wants under new business?
I believe, so because we just had an election, I believe most of the board positions are up for reappointment. Finance chair, personnel chair, all that stuff. I think it's slated like within the first 30 days or something.
Yeah, it would typically be the meeting after tonight where the new elected officials are sworn in.
Okay, so it'll be the first meeting in May. Okay, just want to put that in everybody's ear. We should be seeing like a list of the positions and stuff. Cool. We're good. We work better as a team, so.
All right. Who wants to adjourn the meeting?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Clerk call the roll.
Gallagher.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Halligan.
Yes.
Golds.
Yes.
Page.
Yes.
Showers.
Yes.
Freeman.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you all very much.
I got DirecTV, so it's still on.